In this video, I want to share with you my monthly goals for 2024 for Merch by Amazon, Etsy, and YouTube. Hello everyone, my name is Mike. I'm a full-time print-on-demand seller. I make YouTube videos showing you how to make more money on Merch by Amazon and Etsy. If you like this kind of content and you get any value out of this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and like the video. Now, before I get into the goals, I just want to do a quick sales update for Merch by Amazon like I always do. So yesterday I did 16 sales, 21 bucks. Today it is 4:28 p.m. in the afternoon. I have 6 sales so far, $15 in royalties. That is going to put me at $1,953 for the month. I'm hoping to break 2,000. That would be a record for me. I've never done more than 2,000 on Merch by Amazon, so that is exciting. If you want to follow me on Instagram, where I post my daily sales for Merch by Amazon and Etsy, the link is in the description. I also post like gym pics, family pics, entrepreneur pics, just like my life down here in Mexico. I'm born and raised in Mill Valley, California, but I've been living in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico for the past 18 years. So link is in the description if you want to follow me on Instagram. So the first thing that I want to talk about is actually my goals from 2023, just to show that, writing goals or, putting out your goals actually works. And I actually had 8 goals for 2023 and I was able to achieve 5 of them. I actually made this pretty much a year ago. I put it on my wall right behind my computer here. So you're just going to have to take my word for me that I made this a year ago. But I'm just going to read them real quick. So the first one was to get this actually YouTube channel right here that you're watching, to get it monetized. And I was able to achieve that actually I think it was in October. I'm not going to lie, getting the channel monetized was pretty tough. I did have to put in a lot of work. It took me about a year and a couple months, but fortunately I was able to monetize it. My second goal was to get my horror. I have a horror channel also on YouTube. It's basically short stories, audiobooks that I upload onto YouTube. It really doesn't even make that much money. It makes maybe 50 cents a day, so really nothing to brag about, but it was a goal that I had and I was able to achieve that. The third goal that I had was to make $100 a day on my second Etsy shop. I have a second Etsy shop where I basically sell templates, printables, things like that. I did not achieve that. I only make about $10, $15 a day there, so wasn't able to achieve that one. Then the fourth one was to make 20 sales a day on my print-on-demand shop, on my main Etsy shop, and I was able to achieve that. Only really was able to achieve it during November and December, but hey, I put the goal out there, was able to achieve it. So I'm going to count that as a win. The fifth goal was to make $1,000 a month on Skillshare. I was not able to achieve that goal. Skillshare actually ended up deleting a whole bunch of my courses, so I'm barely making anything on Skillshare. I think maybe 20 bucks a month. So wasn't able to get a win there. Then the sixth goal was to get to 10% body fat. I was able to get that over the summer when I was fasting, but ended up losing it over the holidays. But I'm going to count that as a win because I still at least was able to get down to 10% body fat, get the 6-pack back. So that was cool. And then the seventh one was to make $1,000 a month on merch. And you can see here that I was able to achieve that. I was doing that, almost had it in August, but I did it 4 months straight: September, October, November, and December. And then the last goal that I had was to make $500 a month on TeePublic. I was not able to accomplish that goal. I actually went the opposite way. I don't know what the heck happened to TeePublic. I was doing $200, $250 a month, so that's why I put that goal out there. But Redbubble and TeePublic made some changes to their website, and I went from making $200, $250 a month to basically $20 a month. So, just to show that, goals do work, I was able to go 5 for 8. So, just wanted to share that with you. And now let's go ahead and get into my actual goals for merch. One thing I want to say about goals is that first, it's really important, when you have a goal, to have some type of action plan to go with that goal. If you want to make 10 grand a month, you need to have some type of actions that you're going to take to get that 10 grand a month. If you want to lose 10 pounds next month, you want to have an action plan that's going to say okay, I'm only going to eat 1,800 calories a day for the next 30 days. So case in point, whatever you have a goal, you want to have some type of action that you're going to take to achieve that goal. The second thing that I would recommend for your goals is to dream big. If your goals do not scare you, they're not big enough. Whatever your goal is for merch, Etsy, whatever in life, double it. You want the goal to kind of scare you. And if it doesn't scare you, then like I said, it's not big enough. So dream big. It's possible. If other people can do it, you can do it too. We can do it too. Just keep telling yourself it's possible, it's possible, it's possible. Okay, now that I got that little rant out of the way here, let's go ahead and jump into the spreadsheet that I created, and let's go over my goals, or my monthly goals for Merch by Amazon. I'm going to start with merch, then we'll go into Etsy, and then into YouTube. So my Merch by Amazon's monthly goals for 2024 is going to be able to make $100 a day on merch or $3,000 a month. And this is a big goal because if we look at my yearly sales right here, I didn't do that once, all this year. My highest was, let's just say like 2,000. So, and that was during Q4. And you see the rest of my months, I was only making like 500, 1,000 right here. But remember, again, if the goal doesn't scare you, then it's not big enough. And I've seen other people that are easily doing this. Like I follow certain people on Instagram, like Flying Research. I think they did like $10,000 in October. Ryan Hogue, he's got that popular YouTube channel. I follow him on Instagram. He's doing $100 a day easy. So, remember, just tell yourself, why not me? If other people can do it, then I can do it too. Then you can do it too. So dream big. That's the first goal that I have for Merch by Amazon. It is this one right here. Make $100 a day on merch or $3,000 a month. And then my action step, because remember, you have to have some type of action that you're going to take to be able to achieve the goal. And my action is to upload 50 designs a week or 200 designs a month. And this also kind of scares me a little bit too, because that's a lot of work. But, if I want to get the results, I got to put in the work. So this is going to be my action steps. Oh, and I forgot to say right here, like I also have these other columns right here that says, let me just turn this down because it's too bright for my eyes. Action achieved, yes or no. So I'll be able to, put a yes or a no right here. And also if the monthly goal was achieved or not. This is just a way to like keep myself accountable. Okay, now the second goal for Merch by Amazon is going to be spend less than $500 a month. This past month, I spent way too much on ads, and I do not want to do that again. I want to spend less than $500 because I'm just not trying to spend all this money on ads unless I'm getting like a really big return on my royalties. And my action step to do this is just to keep my daily budgets at $2 a day. So I've really dropped my daily budgets on my ads because ever since Christmas happened, like I've been getting all these people clicking on my ads, but no one's been buying. And I think that's been happening to a couple other people too, because I've gotten some messages on Instagram. Before that, I was getting a lot of sales, but recently it just seems like people are just clicking, not purchasing. And this is, we have January coming up next month. That's a very slow month, so I'm going to keep my ad budgets down a little bit, until we get like past February, then maybe bump them up a little bit. I have to see, but for the most part, I'm just trying to keep my ad spend down for Merch by Amazon. And then the third goal that I have for Merch by Amazon is to tier up. So I've been a tier 8,000 seller for like, I don't know how long now, like 2 years. And I want to tier up. Let me see if we can see right here. So yeah, so tier 8,000. If I go to my dashboard, so right here I have 4481 designs out of 8,000. I believe you have to get to like 80 or 90% of your slots full before they will tier you up. So, I have to upload about, I don't know what it is. I think it's like 2,700 more designs. And if I do the math right here, 200, it's basically, if I stick to this where I upload 50 designs a week or 200 designs a month, I'll be able to hit that, 80 or 90% to hopefully get tiered up. Now, I don't know what they will tier me up to. Maybe 10,000, maybe even more. I don't know. But I just think it would be cool to get tiered up because I've just been at, tier 8,000 for a long time. So those are the 3 monthly goals that I have for Merch by Amazon. It is to make $100 or $3,000 or $100 a day or $3,000 a month, spend less than $500 a month on ads, and then tier up. All right, now I want to talk about my monthly goals, 2024 for Etsy. And this year, 2023, was actually a really good year for me on Etsy. I'm really happy with how the year turned out. It's one of my best years besides when COVID happened, which was basically like a black swan event. But I really did really good. You're going to see everything is up from last year except for conversion rate. So I was up 13%. For visits, orders were up 18%. Conversion rate was down, but I mean, who really cares about that? Or at least I don't really care too much about that. Now revenue was up 13%. So just really happy. I basically like hibernated, locked myself in my apartment for summer, and I just uploaded a whole bunch of mugs, and I was able to do really good with those mugs, especially during November and December, just because they work really well for like gifts. So really happy with how Etsy turned out. But if we go and take a look at my goals for Etsy for next year, let me just turn this down because it's too bright. So Etsy goals, I want to make 50 sales a day or profit $150 a month. Now, the way that I came out with $150 a month in profit is because I make, give or take, about $4 a sale. Now I sell both digital products. I also sell physical products. You know, for like a hoodie, I'm gonna make like 15 bucks. On a mug, I'm gonna make like $6. So it's kind of like hard to say. You know, I've tried to do the numbers, but I've just figured like with my PNG files, I'm making, I would just guess maybe like $4. I took it kind of conservative. All right, so if I do 50, actually, wait, I messed up right there. 50 sales a day would be $200 a month. So when it comes to sales, I want to make 50 sales a day or 1,500 a month. And then when it comes to profit, I want to make $200 a day or $6,000 a month. And the way that I'm going to do that, the action steps that I have is I'm going to, again, upload 50 designs a week or 200 designs a month. And again, this scares the heck out of me because I know it is not easy to upload 50 designs a week, but I'm just putting myself out there. I'm going to use you guys to kind of like hold myself accountable because I'm going to be making like follow-up videos each month, just to like be able to, you know, hold myself accountable, you know. So that's why I'm basically doing this, kind of call myself out here, put my money where my mouth is. But like I said, this scares me. We're going to see if I'm going to be able to do it. Right here, I'm going to put yes or no. We'll see how the months go. But the goals for Etsy are basically 50 sales a day or 1,500 sales a month, and profit, make $200 a day or $6,000 a month. And I think I'll be able to do it. We're going to have to see. Basically with Etsy, I'm going to be focusing a lot on mugs and PNG files or SVG files. The reason why I like PNG or SVG files so much is because they're pretty easy to make, but it's just like Merch by Amazon. The money gets direct deposited right into my account the next day. With merch, I have to wait like a month, you know. And with mugs, they're cool because they sell really well. They're easy to design and upload. But they, you know, they take work because I have to wake up in the morning, I have to fulfill the order, I have to send out the tracking link, I have to deal with any like customer service problem, like sometimes the handle will break, you know. And with PNG files, it's super easy. You know, every now and then you got someone that doesn't understand how the digital download process works. But for the most part, it's basically just making money while I'm at the grocery store, at the gym, sleeping, etc., etc. So that's what I'm going to focus on mainly for Etsy for 2024, mugs and PNG/SVG files. Okay, now let's talk about my YouTube goals. So here are my stats from YouTube over the past 28 days. I was expecting to be actually making more than this a month. So you can see I made $65 in ad revenue, and I'm doing about 400 subscribers a month. But no big deal. You know, I was expecting to be making like at least like a couple $100 or $300 a month because of the niche that I'm in. But, you know, if it was easy, everybody would do it. You know, this is kind of how it is for most people. You just kind of got to start off slow and then eventually kind of build yourself up. But yeah, so this is what I'm doing. Or these are my stats for the past 28 days for YouTube. If we take a look at my goals for YouTube, let me just scroll this down and make the brightness a little less. So my main goal with this YouTube channel is make $1,000 a month. And again, you can see, you know, right now I'm only making 65. So that's a big goal. I'm dreaming big. I'm thinking big. It's possible. Remember, if the goal doesn't scare you, then it's not big enough. But this is definitely possible because I've just seen so many YouTube videos where people share their earnings, and they're making this easily, you know. So, you know, it's definitely possible. I would love to be able to do this because then I could just take this $1,000 and I could use that to pay my wife and son's rent because we don't, you know, we're a family, we're together, but, you know, we live separately. They got their apartment, I got mine. It's a lot easier that way. No fighting, no drama. You know, I can do what I want. But basically, their apartment or their condo costs $1,000 a month. So if I can make $1,000 a month, that would be awesome. Because then I can just use that to, you know, to pay for their, basically their condo. And the way that my action steps to achieve this is to post 5 videos a week. And again, this scares me because, you know, that's a lot of work. You know, it's tough to come up with all these ideas, you know, find the niches. It just takes work, you know. But again, if it was easy, everybody would do it. If you want to be a beast, you know, you got to put in the work, basically. So this is going to be my action steps. I don't know if I said what, oh yeah, I did say what my action steps were for Etsy. Now another goal that I have for YouTube is get to 1,000 subscribers a month. Currently, I'm doing about 400. You know, if I were to get 1,000 subscribers a month, that would put me at almost, that would put me at almost 1,500 right now. You can see I'm at 32. So, you know, I'm slowly growing. This is actually a pretty small amount of subscribers. I'm still a small YouTube channel. I think once you get to like 10,000, 15,000, then you kind of break out of that kind of rookie stage. But again, I definitely think it's possible. What I've been noticing a lot with my content is that the content that does the best is these Etsy videos. So for some reason, those tend to get more views. They tend to make more revenue. We can see like these are my best ones over the past, you know, what is it, 24 hours, I think, or 48 hours, like it says right there, you know, 1,500. So Etsy videos are doing good, but I'm going to continue to do both Merch by Amazon and Etsy, because that's the type of content that I like to make. Yeah, so those are the goals for YouTube. And again, the action step is to post 5 videos a week. Okay, so those are my goals for Merch by Amazon, Etsy, and YouTube. Now I wanted to share with you some project goals that I have for 2024. And the first one is one that I'm really excited about, and it is this one right here, which is a Merch by Amazon master niche list. So this is going to be a digital product that I'm going to be selling on my YouTube channel. It's basically going to be a master list of, like, I don't know, I'm thinking like maybe like 500 niches. I don't know for sure. But if you've been following my channel, I've been basically finding these niches, and I've just been cross niching them with the current year or the upcoming year. And I've been able to do really well with my sales. That's why you're going to see, if I just go back to Merch by Amazon, where the heck is it? Let me see if I can just pull it up. I just need to get this out the way right here. Go like that. Whoop-de-whoop. Scroll right over here. Oh, shoot. Okay, you're going to have to give me a second here. But the reason why I've been able to get these year to date, yeah, so the reason I've been able to have this big increase in sales is because I found these niches that if you just cross niche them with the current year or the upcoming year, just depending at where you're at in the year, you know, there's there's less competition for them. And if you can get in early, get a good design, and run like a little bit of Amazon ads, not necessary, you know, then you can get, or I've been able to get really good success. I mean, you can see I was always like a $500, like 400, 500, you know, 400. So I was always doing around like $400, $500 a month. And all of a sudden I discovered these niches. I started using Creative Fabrica, started running some ads, and all of a sudden my sales just exploded, you know, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so basically I've been working on this master list. And I'm hopefully going to be able to have it ready, you know, around the summertime, just in time for Q4. All right, so that's one project goal that I have for 2024. The next one is an Etsy course. So I just feel like I have a lot of Etsy knowledge, and I can help a lot of people with Etsy. And I've been doing a lot of Etsy consulting for people. So I just feel like I have the knowledge on how to help people improve their Etsy shops and how to help them get sales. Out of all my platforms that I sell online, Etsy is by far the one where I make the most money at. So I would like to make an Etsy course, and I'm not going to sell it on Udemy for like, you know, $20 or $9 or whatever it is. You know, I want to like have it on a website that's not like Udemy, and basically charge like a good amount, like, you know, $100, $200, $250, something I could charge like a good amount, because you know, it'd be really cool to be able to have some type of digital product that you could sell and make $250, and I wouldn't have to like give like 20% to like Udemy, for example. Even though they have the traffic, I could use my YouTube channel to push people there. And then the third project goal that I have for 2024 is going to be making a KDP audiobook course for fiction books. So if you've been following me, you also know that I have a lot of audiobooks, KDP fiction books, mainly like romance books, erotica books, also short horror stories. And that's how I got into making money online. And so I also know how to self-publish like fiction ebooks, paperback books, and audiobooks. So I'd like to make a course as well. Again, not selling it for cheap, selling it for around like $200, $250, something like that. And I think that'd be cool to be able to have these 3 digital download products, because, you know, like if I make like $1,000 a month with YouTube, you know, that's pretty cool. But, you know, if I could sell these digital download products, I could basically just make a lot more money with the digital downloads products that I want to work on. All right, so those are the 3 project goals for 2024. Now I just want to go over some daily habits that I want to accomplish as well. So here is a habit tracker that I downloaded on Etsy. You can go to Etsy and you just type in like printable habit tracker. I went ahead and printed it out, and I also filled it out. So for January 2024, these are the daily habits that I would like to accomplish. You put your habit right here, and then you have 1 through 31. Those are the days of the month, and then when you accomplish your goal or habit, then you can just fill out or check off the circle. So let's just go through these real quick. So the first habit is to wake up at 5 a.m. I was able to do this pretty well throughout all of 2023. Weekends are a little tough. Now I will say, I'm not going to be able to do all these every day, but I'm just trying to accomplish these, at least 5 days out of the week. Some will be every day, but like waking up 5 a.m., I'm probably going to be able to do that 5 to 6 days out of the week, but maybe give myself Sunday just to kind of sleep in to rejuvenate the battery. Another one is going to be hit the gym. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you guys know that I'm in the gym like 5-6 days out of the week, so I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do that one. The next one is fasting 16 to 18 hours. So this year, over the summer, I did fasting for like 2 or 3 months, and I was able to lose I lost like 23 pounds in 1 month. I felt great. It is tough because I was hungry, but if you're overweight, you want to lose weight, I would highly recommend intermittent fasting. Basically, I would just wake up in the morning, not eat until 1 o'clock. Then I would have a big meal after the gym. I would come home, take a nap, have some papaya. They got really good papaya down here in Mexico. And then I would have my second meal or my third meal, right around 6-7 o'clock. And then I wouldn't eat anything until bedtime, which was around 11. So I'd be fasting for like 16 to 18 hours a day. And I was able to melt fat away, got the 6-pack back. I dropped like 23 pounds in a month. It was pretty cool. I also want to get off sugar. I have a sugar problem. I got a bunch of sugar in my coffee. I've been binging out on sugar. Want to get away. It's so bad for me. So definitely want to get off that, or at least only have it like 1 day a week. Also want to get off the processed foods. Play basketball. I've been playing basketball my whole life. I love playing ball. Was playing last night. So I would like to get back into that because I got away from it. I'm 42 years old, so I got to keep moving. I got to stay sprinting, keep myself as young as possible. Next one is to stay sober. So I've been clean and sober from drugs and alcohol for 8 years now. I used to be a party animal, drinking, doing drugs, things like that. I was able to get sober when my son was born. I'm in AA and NA. If you're struggling with getting sober, reach out. I'd be glad to talk to you, help you out. But just for today, I've been clean and sober for 8 years now. Hopefully keep that going. Definitely changed my life for the better. I also want to pray. I've been doing that. That's definitely going to be easy for me. I hit my knees every night. Thank God before I go to bed. Do a little good prayer. Also meditate. I started getting back into meditation. Just helps me not stay too high or too low, just right in the middle. So definitely want to get back into meditating and journaling before I go to bed. Just kind of journal how I want my life to be, or kind of about whatever, but usually I like to journal about how I would like my life to be, situations, things like that. So these are some daily habits that I also want to accomplish, put myself out there. Again, I want to make this video to inspire you and also to hold myself accountable to you guys, so that I can basically achieve these goals and just become the best version of myself, become the best father, husband, friend, entrepreneur, influencer, whatever you want to call it. All right, so that's going to be the video for today. I hope you guys like it. If you want me to do videos talking about how I did for the month, I'm probably just going to do them anyway. Just make sure to like and comment. Comment below, what are your goals for 2024? If you like this video, like it. That's going to be it. I've been kind of talking for too long here. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Happy New Year. Adios.